Hi there, folks. My name is Brock Chart, and I am in Kansas right now, and we're supposed to get some thunderstorms and maybe even a tornado warning later this week. So thought it would be a good idea to showcase a piece I wrote called Prelude to a Storm. Stick around after the piece if you like it, and I'll talk a little bit about the inspiration behind it and kind of some behind the scenes into the writing. Here is Prelude to a Storm. Cool. So first of all, thanks for listening. Prelude to a Storm. This is from our Melodies monthly collection, and this came out in November. One of our members had asked for a piece that was kind of inspired by the Chopin Raindrop etude. And so I did some research, and those of you that are familiar with the piece, there is a repetitive, like, kind of drone notes that is repeated throughout almost like every measure, multiple times in every measure. It almost acts as like, ostinato or like a drone all the way throughout the piece. And I love that idea. And yeah, supposedly like Chopin thought of those like repeated notes or whatever as like the kind of gentle raindrops throughout. And I love that idea and have always been fascinated by those kind of drone notes and, you know, subtle shifts in harmonies that kind of go around that note to kind of change those colors, those timbres all the way throughout. So yeah, this is, I'm again from Kansas, and we're kind of known for our thunderstorms and of course, like, you know, Twister and Wizard of Oz. It's all feature tornadoes in Kansas. And so usually, you know, when a storm comes around into town, some of the first signs of it are the wind chimes, and just like kind of, you know, they start chiming and they're usually really high. And that's kind of what the beginning is supposed to be, you know, kind of soft. The storm is rolling in. Maybe the clouds are getting dark, but it's not like spooky. It's ominous, but, you know, maybe the storm hasn't quite happened yet. And so we're hearing this really like, you know, I'm holding the sustain pedal down the whole time, getting all of those colors kind of blended together. And yeah, those really high, like kind of timbres, those like sustain notes as supposed to be kind of the wind chimes. In 10, this is where, you know, we really start that drone, and then that kind of big note there brings some dissonance that, ooh, maybe something is coming. The next part is really like, you know, this kind of, I don't know, cyclical type of like motion between the hands. And again, you know, it's inspired by the Raindrop Prelude. And so we have this repeated D most of the way throughout. So it does shift, but it's, you know, inspired by it. But, you know, that's a little bit of the wind maybe. And as it gets a little bit lower onto the piano, it's just basically a huge crescendo, and we're building, and getting maybe a little bit faster if you'd like to, up until this climax here. And then we have our wind chimes kind of come back. Maybe the storm is slowly going away. And yeah, so wanted to share a little bit. We've got some storms happening in Kansas and wanted to show a piece inspired by it. So that's Prelude to a Storm. Thanks for listening.